Hello. Today I'm going to show you the Greybox that I made for my map. Unfortunately, the when I compile it, the map is too big. It's reached without the bounds, so I can explore certain areas, but other areas it does this really weird clipping problem. So I'm going to have to figure out a way to scale it down, which is going to be complicated, but I'll try to figure it out. But for now, I'll just show it to you within the editor so you can see what it looks like, get a sense of where the player has to go, what they have to do. So this is the first area. They start in this little prison cell, and there's going to be more cover in here. There'll be cover throughout the entire map, and enemies and pickups. Those will be added later on, but there'll be more cover in here. Things like pillars and some piles of crates and whatnot. And we got a key here, and this gold key will let us open this door. Once we go through this hallway, we can see there's another door over here, and that needs a silver key. So we can go back up here. There'll be a silver key here and some enemies that the player has to fight. Once they pick that up, they can go over, and those enemies will be mostly swarmers. It won't be anything too difficult, but they can open this door, and there'll be some more enemies in here, including the first heavy, which will be like an ogre with the grenades and the chainsaw. And so once they defeat them, they can go up here, and this is sort of our first kind of, it's a simple puzzle, but it's a puzzle nonetheless. There's a silver key in this open room, and this silver key allows us to open this door. Once we get in here, we can take the gold key, but we can also push this button, and it'll tell us there's one more remaining, and this counter needs two buttons to open this door. And so we use the gold key to open this door, and we press that button, and then this door should open, and we can go up to the next area, which is up here. And we see there's a platform over here. There'll be some enemies. There's a button up here, so we need to figure out how to get up there. Well, in here there's going to be some pickups and enemies. And then in here there's another button, so we're going to press that button. And once we press that button, oh, we got kind of lost there. Once we press that button, some stairs will come out of the wall here, and we'll go up the platform. Press this button, and then this door will open, and the player can go up to the next area. Um, and here, these two rooms are mainly aesthetic. There'll be some pickups and enemies in here. Um, but we want to be in this room where we can pick up this key and then use that key to open this door. And there'll be a window here which the player can jump through and fall into the water. This is sort of like the exterior. This is the sky. And they can climb back up the staircase and cross the drawbridge. And on the other side of the drawbridge, there will be a shambler, and they have to fight the shambler. They can jump into there'll be cover, of course. They can jump into the water if they need to climb back up and sort of recoup themselves. But once they defeat the shambler, there'll be a house here and there as well. They can move on. And then over here, there'll be enemies throughout this. This is like a city street kind of thing. There'll be houses around here, some of which the player can go in and some of which they can't. Um, but there'll be enemies sprawled throughout. There'll be a house here with some pickups and like a weapon and stuff. Once they get past here, they can move on, try not to fall into the lava, and they can go down this staircase into this area. And in this area, they'll find three buttons. This trigger counter needs three buttons. So once we press the button here, and then we can go up here, there'll be some enemies up here as well. You can press this button, and then down here as well, there's a button at the end, and there'll be some enemies down here as well. Once we do all that, this door will open for about 30 seconds, and then here, this is where the level ends. This will be like a gateway that the player can go through, and it'll end the level. So the thing is the scale is all off. It's way too big. When I try to play it, things go wrong with clipping, and it just gets weird. Um, So the fix that I need is to try and scale this down. However, I can't scale down the player, so it's going to be really tough. In terms of metrics, honestly, those ended up not really working out just because I find Trenchbroom to be really sort of finicky when it comes to metrics, and often it doesn't always do what you want it to do when you're measuring things. And so I ended up doing what mainly felt right in terms of scale because I don't want the player to feel like they're constantly confined. Um, and so I might have to. I just hope I can scale down the player. If not, I'll figure something else out. It might mean editing certain details of the map, or just hopefully not, but starting over. Um, but in terms of my workflow, I started with the floors, and once I finished the floors, I did all of the ceilings. Here, I can go outside. You can take an exterior look. I did all the ceilings and the walls, and then once I did all of those, I did the doors. And I did the water and the lava kind of with the floor. Just figured that out and then edited what I needed to make it work when I added walls and ceilings. Um, yeah, that's pretty much the gist of it. It's my gray box. In the next few editions, I'll be adding cover, enemies, pickups, and textures. And yeah, hopefully this will be a finished level without too many interferences. All right, thank you.